Hey guys, this is Social Fire and I'm back with the final stages of my Omega Shenron EZA grind. So I'm going to share the last three here with you. Let me tell you, this took quite a long time. It took me about a week overall, but mainly because I was really busy. My birthday was last week, I had family and friends in town, so that did kind of slow things down. There were several days I didn't really get to do anything on here. But many of you may have joined in some of the streams I did where I was showing some of this long process. So basically we had the cracked Dragon Balls, and when we completed them, we basically got laughed at by Black Smoke Shenron, and we got the Shadow Dragons story event, and then we got the Omega Shenron EZA, where we also picked up the free-to-play Intellect GT Goku unit. So first off, when I was streaming this, many people kept asking, should I be doing this? Is there any benefit going past 100? The answer is no. Don't put yourself through that. This grind was very long, and honestly, the benefits really went up to 100. So at level 50, I believe you got 2 Dragon Stones. Completing level 100, you got 5 Dragon Stones. And then you got hidden potential orbs for 51 to 100, as well as 50 Dozing Kais during those stages, which is fairly nice. And then up to the first 50 stages, you were picking up the free-to-play unit, as well as awakening medals for him. So after 100, you're basically getting the training shirts. So I got 899 of each of the different types of training shirts, basically. So I have tons of those now, and that's all you really got after level 100. But again, this was kind of a personal goal I'd set for myself. When the JP version had this, Shenron went to 999, so I felt inspired to do this as well. Like I said, it was kind of a personal goal, and it took a lot of time, which I was expecting. So I played a lot of games where you have to grind a lot, and Dokkan's no different. So I was really kind of expecting that, but it was funny how tedious it actually became. Like, it was crazy. At one point, I just started blending together, and I felt like I was going a little crazy, but we finally got there. So, as you can see, it's 998 here. This, actually, the last 100 stages weren't that bad. It went pretty quickly, maybe because it was that final stretch there. And I had a lot of fun with this overall. I don't know if I'd do this again with another EZA. Honestly, this one wasn't very difficult, so if you have a halfway decent team, you can get to 999 if you really want to. I ran it with my Intellect team because after a certain point, what point does he turn tech? I believe after level 40 he just stays tech type, so I ran it with my Super Intellect team. And I had units like LR Vegito, LR Gohan here. We had my Bardock, Intellect Bardock, Intellect Ultra Instinct Goku, several of the units here you can see. So, and as far as the friend lead, it really just picked whatever was available. I ran a Super Vegeta lead, and sometimes I would pick a friend lead with that. Often it was just LR Vegito leads because there were tons of those, and they were easiest to find. And doing this EZA, I was trying to complete it as quickly as possible because it's 999 stages. So, since it wasn't too difficult, I really wasn't too worried about my friends' leads throughout the process. But it's definitely was interesting. Not very difficult, but I did find that the last stage was a little different than all the rest. There kind of is like that little Easter egg at the very end. So we can see the health bars as they are now. They never really got too high at this point, so I'm just pointing that out for when we get to 999 in just a moment. And the music even changed. So it is kind of cool. I guess that made it feel like a real accomplishment getting to 999. And like I said, I remember getting like 500 or 600, and I was like, man, do I really want to do this? But you know, I'm very stubborn, and when I set a goal, I just have to finish it. So that was 998. So we're getting into the last stage right here. As you can see, 999, 999. I was waiting so long to see these numbers, and we hit it right here. So this was really a surreal moment for me. Actually getting to this point, because it took quite a while. Like I said, it took about a week because I stayed pretty busy, but finally getting here was a really big moment. like I said, it's not difficult, it's just super time consuming. Very time consuming. I have not played any of my other games beyond logging in briefly for the login bonus or whatever, and it's all just been Dokkan any free moment I've had. So I just picked LR Vegeta lead. At this point I was really tired too, so this was like very late at night. So there may be 1 or 2 mistakes in rotations and such. I was probably a little delirious at this point as well, because I had seen Omega Shenron more than I ever care to see him again. So much. I've seen so much of him this past week. I was even grinding this on my birthday. So as you can see, his health bar here, it just like, bam, all of a sudden it's much bigger. So you get to 999 and his health bar like doubled almost. And you can hear the music actually change too, which is kind of cool because now it's like upbeat. So at 999, the music will change, which is, again, I thought was a pretty cool feature there. And for once, it was actually like slightly more difficult. So I was a little thrown off by this too, because the whole EZA was fairly easy. And I wasn't really have to think about it, and then I get to this last level and it's like, oh my god, his health bar is like way higher and he's hitting like a little harder. And it's funny because the whole time I'm not having to worry too much about rotations and such, but then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, trying to actually think about where he's going to super and stuff. Like here, tried to move the units around a little bit because I thought maybe he would super on LR Vegeta. And then I had Bardock in the middle there and Ultra Instinct Goku on the end. So I was actually having to think about it a little more, because I'm like, I haven't died this whole time. I really don't want to die on the last stage when I'm trying to record this for a video. So that part was a little interesting there. It was just funny how things changed. It's still not super difficult though, but I did have to think about it a little more. And then of course he would super on Bardock, but Bardock had his super attack, so he was able to tank that well and he evaded anyways, which worked out pretty well. I was getting like a little nervous at that point, but once I cleared that and he evaded, I'm like, okay, we're good. We're in the clear. It should be easy to just finish these last few health bars. But I kind of like that the last level is different, like the health bar is much higher, and you have the different music and stuff. Like I said, it makes it feel like a real accomplishment to get to 999. I don't know if I'll ever do this again, but I can say I've done this on Dokkan now, which is kind of nice. So, as you can see, we had LR Vegeta up next, and then I included the free-to-play intellect GT Goku on my team as well. He's actually a decent unit. I kind of like that we got him. I know a lot of people wanted wishes and such, but I did like picking him up. He's a nice little unit there. I love his super attack too. So we kind of have a quick look at him here. And he does have the advantage in this EZA, so the only weakness is really the free-to-play unit that you pick up. So once you get enough copies and stuff, if you're running this, you can just include him on your team, and he gets a huge advantage during this. And I'm pretty sure this is the only time I saw Omega Shenron super like twice, because usually I was clearing the stages after usually 2 rotations. My team's, you know, fairly strong for this. It's not, like I said, it's not super difficult, but overall, this was an interesting experience, and getting down to this last part, like I said, was just surreal. Because when you've been grinding it constantly, and then you're finally at the last, like, super attack. I briefly messed up, picked up the wrong key for LR Vegeta, but LR Gohan finished him off right here. Yeah, and that's it. That was the whole EZA. So like I said, some of you guys joined in streams while I was doing this. I did stream like half the process during various stages, and it's been crazy, but we finally completed this. I finally did it, finally at the end, 999 as you can see right here. And then there's the training shirts that I picked up for like 900 levels. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it. That is the 999th level of Omega Shenron's EZA. I don't know if I want to see him for a very long time. I've seen enough of him this past week, and it's been a lot of grinding, but I'm glad I got it done. And yeah, it was really interesting. So hopefully you guys had fun with this. Like I said, I know a lot of people were hoping for wishes and such, but this was kind of a fun little thing to do. So let me know how far you actually got in the EZA down below in the comments. I know a few people went past 100 and were telling me they were trying to grind the whole way, so if you did it, or if not, just let me know how far you went. Because like I said, I don't blame you if you stopped at 100 or less, because there's really no reason to do that to yourself. I missed out on a lot of sleepy stuff, so we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank you if you joined in the streams while I was doing this, and thank you for checking out my video here, for all of the supports and shout outs as well. You guys have been amazing. As always, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.